6:02, when we are being taped by the West Bridgewater Community TV.
You don't have any taxpayers coming in. You will have a taxpayer representative coming in at your next meeting, and I'll give you an update on that
Okay.
when I have more information. I only have two announcements. Your classification hearing is next meeting, the 20th, with the
Yeah.
Board of Selectmen.
And how are we doing with that?
Pretty good.
Department of Revenue on board?
Pretty good, not yet. I haven't interacted with the Department of Revenue, but I have been in contact with Patriot Property. They just uploaded the tables
Yeah.
for the interim assessments.
And we've had problems in the past, or not, maybe I haven't, with the LA3 stuff, all that stuff's okay?
Yeah, they were really good this year. I think I mentioned it at the last meeting, and I just want to give credit to the clerical staff. Daniela and Tammy got all the sales information.
Yeah.
in. It was Daniela's first time.
Yeah.
I don't want her head to get
No.
too big, but
Yeah. The reason I asked
she
that,
very quickly, and she
yeah,
got the data in.
that's good, because that'll get that process, when that's good, it goes smoothly.
And Patriot complimented the work that was done. They said, out of all the communities.
It must be up for renewal or something.
Yeah. Out of many of the communities that they reviewed the sales data,
Yeah.
ours was considered
Yeah.
some of the best sales data they looked at. So
Yeah.
that's credit to the clerical
Yeah,
staff.
and sometimes that can be tough, because when you don't have a big sample, that stuff sticks out, when they're doing their analysis, you gotta get that stuff on point, so that's good job, guys, appreciate that.
And there'll be an annual holiday party sponsored by Mike White, the building inspector, and one of his, I think, another building inspector from another town. I really don't know the other individual. But they've been sponsoring a holiday party for the last 3 or 4 years. It'll be at Barrett's. There's a notification in your packet. Oh, I think it's December 6th.
Yeah, we went to that, yeah, okay, I got it here, yeah. Thank you.
Everyone's invited.
Yeah, good.
That's it for my report, so there's only other 2 items with business and open session, and that would be the 2 policy reviews, one that was put off last week and one that was put on the agenda for this week. So the first one is policy review number 2019-03, which is the issue of vacation leave and other requests for leaves. I sat down this afternoon with the shop steward for the union to vet this process, and we are in agreement that this is consistent with your policy for the chain of communication and the chain of responsibility, and with the bargaining agreement between the town
Good.
of West Bridgewater and the Southeastern Public Employees Association, the secretary.
Well, it really has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
Good.
So I think it speaks for itself. If you would like to go over it, I would be willing to do that. But it simply goes step by step as to how the process works.
Okay.
And that is vacation requests or unrestricted floating holiday leave or birthday leave would be made to the principal assessor. I would make a decision within the prescribed period of time. If the employees are not satisfied with my decision, they can request an appeal in writing. If they're still not satisfied, then they can go to level 2 of the grievance process and bring it before the Board of Assessors.
Okay.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, I've really gone through
Just
it, but, I don't know if you guys are satisfied.
Mhm. Well, I'd just like to see what exactly the contract says.
Okay. I have the contract with me. Is there anything specifically you'd like to refer to?
Well, I just want to make sure that we have the wording straight, because I remember before that there was some little wording that was
Do you wanna-
changed.
If you wanna go over that and cover it on next meeting, rather than sit here and do that now, or?
Yeah, that's fine, I don't have a problem with that.
Is there any urgency?
There's no urgency.
Yeah, so if Paul, I don't know, give her a copy
I
of
can
that.
print it, I have it,
You do? Okay.
yeah, I have a copy of it
All
online.
right, we'll just do that, and we'll just be ready to do it, have your questions or whatever for the next meeting.
Okay, and you know what might be helpful? Instead of just getting these the night of the meeting,
Well, that's up, yeah, that's.
right, no, I know, I'm just making a suggestion, that if you emailed them to us before,
I
then,
believe I emailed this one to you a couple of weeks ago, but then I asked to put it off
Right.
because I think the union rep wanted to review it.
right, and there was some question over the wording, but I don't know what that wording was or anything, so.
But you did email it out, but then,
No,
yeah,
was
so,
it the
yeah.
wording, or was it just that we wanted to make sure that it went along with the contract? That's
Well,
what
there
I
was
think
some
it
wording.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, I mean, well, get, Paulie, read that and whatever you have,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
okay.
absolutely.
All right,
Oh, and the second one is policy 21904, which the board requested at the last meeting to reduce to writing the arrangements with Daniela for recording the minutes of the meetings. So that it pretty much lays out that Principal Secretary Daniela Nelson will attend Board of Assessors meetings for the purpose of keeping minutes until further notice, that the Principal Secretary, that being Daniela, will coordinate with the clerk and with me in reviewing the minutes, and that she will be remunerated on an hourly basis, fractionally per quarter hour, at her regular rate of pay. She will not be construed to have overtime hours nor qualify as compensatory time. It's simply at her regular rate. And she will record her hours on a separate line on the Board of Assessors time sheets,
sure.
payroll sheets. And that I'll review the budget from time to time to ensure that there is money remaining in the budget, because it wasn't in the budget per se
Right.
for this year. And that the Board of Assessors or the Principal Assessor may terminate her services at any time for any reason, including lack of funding, which would
Okay.
probably really be the only reason for it.
Okay, that's good.
Now, I just have a question. On here, I mean, and I'm sure Daniela does everything without a problem, and she's not milking it out, trying to get extra time, but shouldn't we have, so well, Daniela leaves, we get somebody else new in, we've got this policy, that there should be some sort of, you know, X amount of hours, up to X amount of hours allotted.
The board can do whatever they want to do, but my concern would be, I think we will get into some type of rhythm about how long the assessors meetings last and how long it takes for Daniela to do the minutes. I've clearly looked at that time to get a sense of what it's going to cost the Board of Assessors.
Yeah, what you do, you get some type of average, and you'll set that by, you know, you'll set like probably a higher cap than needed on that.
Right, that's what I think we should do, to get a sense of,
Right.
on average.
It'll probably, it'll
What
be
it
within
takes.
10%, I bet, over the year.
Because I think probably the second meeting that you took minutes, it was a very long meeting. I
Yeah.
think the meeting was 2 hours or something like that.
Well, it depends on who's coming in on, you know, for the hearing and such, an executive session. Some of those things could be, you know.
Exactly right.
legal-
So it'll go into different times of the year when we have applications for abatement and we have appellate tax board cases.
And then if for some reason, we'll make a provision, for some reason that, you know, the hours exceed our estimated cap, we'll have to make do and, you know, find the money somewhere, so.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be, I mean, it's not gonna be 1,000,000 hours, you know, it's,
You know, I think it would be very reasonable, and I think that's motivation for us to have short meetings. How's that?
I'll second that.
Yeah, oh, no, I agree. I mean, we don't know exactly, but I'm just thinking that there's no time gap on here, no, not a gap, no time limit. Like, you know, that on average, we'll say the meetings last, we'll say 2 hours. I mean, that's, usually they're allowed to give them within an hour, give or take. And then I don't know how long it generally takes her to go through them and type them up. So, which is why I'm just saying,
Sure.
if we say, you know, it's on average, you know,
Is that-
3 hours per meeting.
Is that time, her typing it up, is that part of her office duties, or would that be part of this time? So you'd have to figure that in there, or is that part of
You
her
have to
office?
figure the time that she's actually sitting here.
No, I mean,
And then
typing
the
up
time
or
that she's-
at her desk in the office,
She's doing that at home.
or at home, okay, yeah, so, absolutely, yeah, so, I didn't even think about that, yeah.
So is the time sheet right there's a payroll sheet?
I don't know, I haven't even looked at this stuff
Yeah, it's
yet.
in there.
Just to get a sense.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, because if we're gonna write a policy, that's fine, but we should have that, you know, if it's going to exceed 4 hours per meeting, it needs approval from the assessor, or it needs approval from the chairman.
No. You wouldn't do that, because some are gonna be way short, some are gonna be longer.
I agree.
You get you have the stipend in place, right? And then if it's gonna exceed the stipend on an annual basis, but not, you know, tomorrow night's gonna be here for 4.5 hours, she doesn't need approval, because, you know, it'll be an average stipend.
Right, but I'm just saying, so on the payroll, that whoever's signing the payroll just signs off on it. and not just putting it in as a policy. Because, you know, next couple of elections, none of us may be here, and that there's no complete policy. That's all I'm saying, that we're just missing that one thing in here. It seems very small, but there should be some sort
Yeah.
of,
I don't have any, either way, this is new to me too,
And
so.
just for what it's worth, on this payroll before you, Daniela did the minutes for the October 2nd meeting, and that took 4 hours and 30 minutes, whereas she did the minutes of the October 16th meeting, and that took 2 hours and 15 minutes, so half the time.
Is that including, that's the meeting and the typing?
And the type.
Yeah, so,
Complete.
right.
So I see it twofold. We're in this fiscal year, we have limited money. Daniela, in my opinion, should just continue to do it until we run out of money. And that'll take care of that for this year. And then next year, we can budget and we can talk about, I would suggest that we talk about the budget. We'll have some documentation as to what the average amount of time is, and then we can put that money in the budget.
That's correct.
yeah, and that's fine for the budget. I'm just talking about just for the policy to have something in writing as opposed to changing the policy next year. That just as example, anything over 4 hours just needs to be signed off on.
Well, it needs to be signed off, it needs to be signed off on anyway, regardless.
Right, the payroll gets signed off on.
It's a payroll, so it's signed off, but we,
Mr. Chairman, can I say something?
no, we're all set right now. I don't wanna complicate this matter. Well, you know, we'll try to get an hourly, an average and a stipend, and, I don't care what you buy over 4 hours, it's gonna be signed off in the payroll sheet. Then what we gotta do is keep track of that stipend and see if it runs over that, then we gotta go find the dough.
And that's why the line, why the 6th line is in there, that the principal assessor will review the budget throughout the fiscal year to determine if funds are available. And clearly, if there's not gonna be any more money, then Daniela, in my opinion, will be told, you're done, we don't have any more money.
Unless we can find it somewhere, right, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
But I can't see saying, we'll put a 3-hour limit on it, or a 2-hour limit, or a 5-hour limit, because we don't know how the
but-
meetings are gonna be
Right, but we have to have an idea what the what they ask for.
next year, that's what I'm
Right,
suggesting.
yeah.
So we'll have some data
Yeah, okay.
over the next several months. Of course, the budget is gonna come up in January, so we'll be addressing this very shortly. And we'll have, we'll have a better idea as what the average meeting will take, and this probably just cost us
Yeah,
10 minutes, 15 minutes of the budget. And I'm just joking, obviously.
I understand,
But-
all right.
I think we can manage.
Okay. So is there a motion in line here to continue it as it is until we get the FY 21 budget together?
If someone moves, if the member of the board moves it, sure.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Me?
You kidding me?
0.
That's a first.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, other than the warrants for payment. So it would be time for the board to move into executive session to review applications for abatement and exemption relative to purpose 7, Mass General, oh, I'm sorry, no, there are some minutes, excuse me,
Right.
before you go into executive session. There are minutes from June 19th and October 16th for your approval.
You look at those, Cheryl?
I did, I looked at them, I
Madam
had
Clerk, what do you say?
I'd make a motion to accept them.
Okay.
I mean,
Go
sorry.
No, go ahead, Paul.
I was gonna say, I have no problem with the June ones, but the October 16th ones, John just sent them yesterday, I haven't had a chance to look at them.
All right, well, we'll make a
We'll accept
motion.
the June 19th.
Yeah, we'll make a motion to accept the June, what, the date, 19th?
June 19th.
All right, second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll table the, I'm sorry, what was it?
October
Three.
16th.
October
I'm
16th.
sorry, was that 301? 300?
Yeah, on the June, and we're We're gonna pass on the table, the October ones, and Paul can look at them, we'll get to that next one.
October 16th.
All right.
I have one question, you can probably just answer. On here, it's just a question about the vacation policy. Now, and I'm asking this because you know how rumors fly around town hall. If a grievance is filed, does the board get notified? Because I don't see anything in here that if there's a grievance filed, about the board at least being,
There are 3 levels of grievances in the union contract. Level 1 would be with me, the department head. Level 2 would be with you, the Board of Assessors. And level 3 would be with the Board of Selectmen. In level 1, the employee can grieve either orally or in writing, either on their own behalf or the union may. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's level 2. So first level would be in writing or orally to me. Second level would be in writing or orally to the Board of Assessors, either by the employee or by the union on the employee's behalf. And then level 3 would be to the Board of Assessors, Board of Selectmen in writing. And there are time limits on all of those too.
right, no, I understand that. My question is, I don't think I was clear, so that's my fault. If you get a grievance filed,
At level 1, if I receive.
yeah, if
a
you
grievance-
receive a,
Right.
because, you know, rumor control in town, that one was filed, and I was just kind of surprised. So I don't know if that's true, but I think if one does get filed, we should just know.
Well, I don't think that's the intent of the contract. I think the intent of the contract is try to resolve it at level 1. Work it out, come to an agreement, that's the end of it.
That's why you have
Two.
those layers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
2, if the employee is not satisfied, you get notified, you resolve it, you make a decision. And if the employee is not satisfied with the decision that you make, then they go to the selectmen, and the selectmen make a decision.
Okay.
And which I understand that level 1 is you meet with the employee and you guys are supposed to try and work it out. But what I'm saying is when that happens, I think the board should be notified, just, hey, FYI.
Well, I think that would have to be addressed in union negotiations, because that's not what the contract says. That's my opinion.
Well, the contract,
Maybe somebody would have a different opinion.
right, and I understand the contract doesn't say it. I'm saying it then, as a board member, if a grievance is filed, we should at least be FYI, hey, this happened.
Second.
Just so we know, we're all on the same page.
Town should know also.
I guess we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay. I have some, are we gonna get to executive session? Are you all set?
Yes,
Because I have some-
I'll just start over again. So,
I have some real good news for us on that. I can't wait to share it with you. Done a little research.
So, Mr. Chairman, a motion is in order to go into executive session for the purpose of reviewing applications for abatement exemption relative to Purpose 7, Mass General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 60, and to review and discuss strategy of pending appellate tax board cases relative to Purposes 3 and 7, Mass General Laws, Chapter 59, 60, because to do so in open session could have a detrimental effect on the board's litigating position and not to come back into open session.
Okay. At this time, I'll make a motion to go into executive session for the reasons that John just documented. And I'll need a second on that.
Second,
All those in favor? With a roll call.
Yes.
Sessa, Bunker,
Yes?
Smith,
yes.
McCarthy, yes.